how I moved from Seattle to New York during the pandemic. Part one. What did it cost? So I lost my job in November. I was on unemployment. I was getting about $760 a week plus the stimuli. I think we got it twice. Honestly, I can't remember at this point. So I was paying $1,300 a month in rent in Seattle, and then I had groceries, and that was about it because everything was closed. There was nothing to do. Oh yeah, and I was paying for my Netflix subscription, of course, because that's all we were doing. Anyways, I was able to save before I moved to New York. I moved in April. I saved up about $11,000, and that I intended for that to go to whatever my first apartment. I was intending to sublet, so that was going to go to a sublet, van rental to drive across the country, gas, hotels along the way, an apartment deposit for when I found my permanent apartment, a hotel to stay in for the week that I arrived in New York. And the main way I was able to save that money during the pandemic, jobless, is, like I said, I funneled most of my unemployment money into a savings account. I had like this tiny little earring Etsy business, along with everybody else, that I was probably making like $300 to $500 a month on. Nothing too big, but still money to be saved. I sold almost everything. Basically, I did not sell my music equipment or my thrift store paintings because they are not replaceable. I took all that money. I made about $1,500 maybe from a garage sale / Craigslist, Facebook, from selling everything, and I took that, and that basically paid for my van rental and my gas and food and hotels along the way. The first sublet I got was, I think it was $1,100 a month. Honestly, I'm forgetting some things at this point. It was $1,100 a month. I stayed there for 3 months while I looked for a permanent apartment. And then I found my permanent apartment here in the West Village. And so I was able to put my deposit down, pay a month of rent. They don't make you pay first and last here. They only make you pay 1 month and a deposit. If you can find an apartment who will approve you without a 700 credit score, that will be a whole other TikTok. I don't have a 700 credit score, but I pay everything on time, and yet, anyways, another TikTok for another time. Yeah, so key points. Okay, so key points. I saved $11,000 before I even moved to New York. I had a full-time job with a salary that made me feel comfortable enough to move to New York, and I sold things and paid for things with the money that I sold, using most of my unemployment money to move here.